Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. I hope you're doing great today. I'm going to show you a simple system to build deep and unbreakable focus. This is more than just turning off your phone. It's a real method that I've used to get through tough exams and build this channel. In this video, I want to share a system that completely changed how I learn anything, from reading books and studying for exams to mastering new skills and actually remembering what I study. For years, I struggled with the same problem most people face. I would read a lot, highlight everything, take pages of notes, and still forget almost everything a week later. I used to think that meant I just wasn't smart enough, until I realized the problem wasn't me. The problem was how I was learning. So today, I'm going to walk you through a method that helps you learn faster and remember longer. Not by reading more, but by learning smarter. Let's begin. The two hidden stages of learning. For most of my life, I struggled with learning. I used to spend hours reading, highlighting every sentence, taking pages of notes, and trying to memorize everything word for word. But a few days or weeks later, most of it would slip away. I'd look back at my notes and realize that even though I had read and written so much, very little of it stayed in my memory. When it comes to learning, most people think it's all about input, consuming more information. They read more books, watch lectures at double speed, listen to podcasts every morning, and watch endless tutorials. But that's not real learning. That's information hoarding. True learning happens in two stages. Stage 1 is consumption, taking in information. Stage 2 is construction, turning that information into actual knowledge. Most people spend almost all of their time on stage 1, but skip stage 2. That's exactly why they forget most of what they learn. Imagine eating 5 meals a day, but never digesting any of them. You feel sick and heavy. That's what happens to your brain when you consume more than you process. Learning works like digestion. What matters is not how much you eat, but how much your body can absorb. The illusion of learning. You see, most of us were never taught how to learn. We're told to read more, study harder, and spend more hours practicing. But real learning isn't about time or effort alone. It's about strategy. Here's an example. When I was in university, I had a friend who was the fastest reader I had ever met. He could finish an entire textbook in a weekend. Meanwhile, I would barely finish a few chapters. But when exam time came, he often forgot key details. He could recognize ideas, but couldn't explain them. Meanwhile, I, who read slower but reviewed smarter, performed better in the long term. Why? Because he was focused on input speed, while I focused on knowledge construction. The truth is, remembering everything you study doesn't come from cramming or memorizing. It comes from how you process what you read after reading it. The system for remembering anything you learn. So, how do you make what you learn stick? Over the years, I developed a method called the F.A.S.T system, which stands for filter, apply, summarize, and test. Each step corresponds to a part of the learning process. If you use it correctly, you'll never forget what you study. Let's go through it. 1. Filter. Don't try to remember everything. The first mistake most people make is thinking everything is important, but not all information has equal value. Some facts are useful, others are just noise. When you read a book or watch a lecture, you must filter what matters. Ask yourself, is this critical for understanding the main concept? Will I need to use this later? Does this connect to what I already know? By filtering, you prevent memory overload. You're signaling your brain to pay attention to the right things. Your brain is not a perfect storage system, it's just a connection engine. Filtering helps it connect the right pieces, instead of drowning in irrelevant details. 2. Apply. Use it immediately. You haven't learned something until you can use it. If you read about a new technique, try it that same day. If you learn a new word, use it in a sentence. If you study a new theory, explain it to someone else. This is called active recall, the process of pulling information out of your memory instead of pushing more in. Every time you apply what you learn, you strengthen that neural connection. Think of your brain like a muscle. The more you use knowledge, the stronger that knowledge becomes. The sooner you apply what you learn, the deeper it sticks. Use what you learn immediately. Explain the idea to someone or use it in a real-world situation. This makes the knowledge stick. 3. Summarize. Build your personal knowledge map. Once you've filtered and applied what you learned, it's time to summarize. But not by writing long word-for-word notes. Instead, summarize by connecting ideas. Use diagrams, mind maps, or sticky notes. Represent what you learned as a web, not a list. Knowledge in your brain is not stored linearly. It's stored in networks. For example, if you're studying psychology, don't just write classical conditioning equals learning through association. Connect it to real examples. Pavlov's dogs, habits, addiction, or marketing. This linking process turns short-term memory into long-term understanding. Big tasks can feel scary, so we avoid them. The solution is to break them down into small blocks of time. The Pomodoro technique is great for this. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. This makes it easy to start because anyone can do something for just 25 minutes. The breaks are important. They let your brain rest and recharge so you don't burn out. 4. Test. Turn knowledge into mastery. The last step is testing, but not the school kind of test. Testing means challenging your brain to recall information without help. After a chapter or lecture, close your book and ask, what were the main ideas? How would I explain this to a beginner? Where could this concept apply in real life? Testing strengthens your memory like lifting weights strengthens muscles. Each time you recall something from scratch, that neural pathway gets stronger. When you forget something, that's not failure. It's your brain saying, we need more practice here. Regularly quiz yourself without looking at your notes. The goal isn't to get everything right, it's to find what you don't know yet. Every time you struggle to recall something, you strengthen that memory connection. This process, known as retrieval practice, is one of the most powerful tools in cognitive science. And here's a secret. Forgetting is part of learning. When you forget and relearn something, your brain builds stronger memory traces. It's like forging steel. Each heating and cooling makes it tougher. That's why spaced repetition, reviewing after 1 day, 3 days, a week, and a month, locks knowledge into long-term memory. You don't need to remember everything immediately, you just need to revisit it intelligently. The power of constructive learning. Let's put it all together. Stage 1. Consume knowledge through reading, listening, or watching. Stage 2. Construct knowledge using the F.A.S.T system: filter, apply, summarize, and test. This system forces you to slow down, digest, and make knowledge your own. What matters isn't how much you collect, it's how much becomes part of your thinking. When you balance consumption with construction, learning becomes effortless. Knowledge isn't something you chase, it's something you grow. So next time you pick up a book, watch a lecture, or study a new topic, remember, don't just consume, construct. That's how you learn faster, remember longer, and turn knowledge into wisdom. Thanks for joining me and watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who loves learning as much as you do. See you in the next video, my dear friends. Bye-bye for now.